come up here. Hi, I'm Lynn Willow Roberts from my Manifest Facebook page, and this is my daughter, Holly Foley. And Holly is with me for Christmas. It's the first time that we've seen one another since December last year. I'm just so stoked. I cried when she came last night, didn't I?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time, and absolutely love having her here. So we're going to talk about the energy that's around coming up to Christmas. Holly's a teacher. She's got her Bachelor of Education and a Master's in Education. So we might touch on a little bit also about children and Christmas and see what the energies are and have a little bit of a natter and a chat, because it's the first time that Holly and I have been on live, so it's a little bit exciting. So I want you a moment. If you can see us, please comment.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. So Holly's going to read out all the stuff. So first I'm going to have a look at that. We talk about the energies at the moment. So we've just had the lunar eclipse, which was on the 14th of December in a new moon. And in the eclipse cycle sort of brought up old people and old things for us to work with and to release for the year before we head into 2021. And I know that you've had a year by yourself, and I know that there's these things and personal things that you've had to deal with, but coming through everything that you've done, I'm so proud of you. Holly drove all the way down from Moranbah, which is out back Queensland, down to Melbourne to get the boat across on the Spirit of Tasmania on her own with her dog, my grandpa. Yeah. And so this year you've been finding yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a big year for me, but it's exciting, and I think now I'm starting to view it as something to look forward to, and rather than being scared.
Yeah, and that's really tough. The fear part of things, and I said to Holly last night, sometimes because I travel a lot on my own and go to places I've never been before, and when you have that fear come in before you go somewhere, you can be quite anxious about it, and then when the adrenaline pumps and when you're in the middle of the journey, it's not so scary, is it?
No, it's not as overwhelming when you're actually halfway through the journey.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're hoping that everybody, Ali just said, oh, wow, well done, Hol. Yeah, I know. I was really, really proud of her, Ali, and I'm really glad that she's here. And what else did I get yesterday? I got a new spa yesterday, so I was really happy about that. So I'm going to just pull some cards. So I'm using the I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle cards, and I'm just going to pull 3 cards to see what the energy, and really we have no idea of where we're going with this live, what's going to happen. We're just going to just have a chin wag, have a look at the energies, have a talk of how we feel, and just go from there. So I'm going to have a look and pull some cards just to see what the energy is at the moment, what we're working with, and how we can use this particular card as navigation to manifest with. Oh, this is funny. A children card came up.
Hey.
And that's my child. But also you teach grade 1.
Yes.
And the children card, when I made these cards, I wanted to put on the card different children doing different activities, being unique and developing themselves to be, whoever that they need to be. And I think that's how I wanted you to be. Like I can remember saying to you, the world is your oyster.
Mm-hmm. And then she gave me the world.
And then I gave her an orb of the world. So I did that. But there's some things that as a mum I made you a bit fearful of and anxious of, and we've worked through that, isn't there? So there is a double side. I'm not a perfect mum and I'm a perfect person, and you grow and you learn with your children.
No one's perfect though, and I wouldn't be who I am without all the ups and the downs.
Yeah, but we're really honest with one another, and we can actually talk with one another and yell at one another at some stages in our life. But the children card, I think, it's really hard to let you develop. You let your children develop to be what they want to be and what they need to be for their highest good. So how do you in a class full of 24, 26 kids, how do you let them or let them be themselves as a teacher?
I think the dynamic of the role is changing a lot now. We went through a period of time where it was very explicit and very teacher-led, whereas now age-based pedagogies is coming about, and it's more about letting the children guide their own learning and explore through play and things like that. So naturally their personalities and their interests come out through that way of teaching.
That's nice, and that's something that adults need to remember too.
Yes.
That we really play and find the hobbies and the things and look at things through new eyes. Sometimes when we get the children card, the energy is look at things from a different perspective. And so that's the first card. So it's coming out like a story. So we've got to be a little bit childlike, which we love doing anyway.
Always.
Yeah, muck around, dance, sing, whatever, be stupid, say silly things, all sorts of things.
Got to enjoy those little things in life.
Yep. And the next card, let's have a look. What do we get for the next card of this one? Okay, we've got the trust card. And that is
hard to do.
It is, isn't it? Because when you're partnering with Spirit and you're asking Spirit for things, for the feelings that you want to have in the future and to help you and guide you, you really actually need to trust that it's going to all unfold for your highest good in the perfect time for you. So in your perspective, how have you trusted in your life and your change this year?
I think I've had to trust myself a lot.
Nice.
When everything turned up on its head, I just have to go, well, I trust that everything will work the way that it's meant to be and be patient in the becoming. Yeah,
I think that's, you know, the things that you've gone through earlier in the year, and I couldn't be there for you. And the COVID, and that was really tough as a mum, but I had to trust also. And my word, I was sending the angels and the guides and anybody, the ancestors, all up to Holly to try and give you some, you know, support you. But when I partner with Spirit and the synchronicities just fall out in front of me in the different steps, but as soon as I hop off the spiritual train and try and force things, it stops it. So the trusting actually helps you go into the flow and then things unfold. I mean, you did your first trip was to Uluru this year, and you trusted, didn't you? You knew basically what you needed to do, where you needed to go.
Yes.
And you planned out fairly.
Yes. I had a lot of measures in place in case it went wrong, though. But
I know. Yeah. But you had...
It's got to be brave.
You do. And you had plan A, B, and C.
Yes.
And you did that. Can I tell them about the printer?
Yeah.
Well, this is how much Holly trusts.
Don't worry, ever okay.
Well, sort of, and I always have everything organised. I always have a plan A, B, and C, don't I?
Yes.
And so we always make sure that we have everything that we need, including the kitchen sink. And because of COVID, Holly to come out of Queensland and go into Northern Territory, you tell the story.
Well, I was just worried because you have to have permits and things to get into the different states and things, but you can only print out your permission forms within 48 hours or 72 hours. So I was worried, what if I couldn't find a printer? So then I realised I've got my own printer, so I took my printer and my computer with me.
So as you put this bloody great size printer, it's not little, on the back seat, and she rang me and she said, oh, I've fixed that problem, Mum. I've even taken my printer. So what accommodation that she was going to stay at, she could plug the printer in and download. So that's just, you know, you trust, and you trusted yourself, but you made sure that you had everything in place to do that.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
There certainly is. Okay, let's have a look. What else? What's the last card? So let's have a look. There's two. There's two that want to come out, and I'm going to pull them. Okay, this is the Own Your Shit card.
Can you say that on here?
Yeah, okay. I can say anything I want. Own Your Shit card. So basically this is knowing your abilities, your knowledge, your wisdom, and standing in your power, sharing your philosophies, and not playing small. Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
How does that hit you?
I think I've always tried to fade into the background and not, probably not be myself up until this year. And I haven't really owned my shit, but now I do.
Yeah.
I think it's been a change in me that you've definitely seen.
Mm.
And I'm not so afraid to just be who I am now.
Yeah, and I like that. And I have noticed, and you are freer.
I think I was just such a people pleaser before. I just did what everyone else wanted me to do, and it's nice to just be
you.
Yeah.
And cop that if you don't like it. And that's basically how I've lived anyway, haven't I?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't follow that part of myself, the dreamer in me that I get from you. I was just, wanting to make everyone else happy, I guess. But
it doesn't matter because it's a progressive journey, and wherever you learn that on your journey is the right place for you.
Yeah.
So, whenever you do that. And you're a Scorpio and you're very deep anyway.
Yes.
And so, you only ever do, like I said, what's good for you at the right time for you. So I think that's positive. And the other card that wanted to pop out is the new moon card. And
is it a new moon? When's the new moon?
No, we've just had the new moon on the 14th of December. So the new moon, it's about new beginnings and new things to a point. Now, when it's a new moon, it's when you can't see it in the sky and it's dark and it's still and there's no movement. So it's really about getting, as the lead up into the new moon is about ideas and inspirations and getting like ideas and inspiration, but probably not starting them on a new moon. It's probably a full moon is better to start new things. So it's saying, so if you look at the story here, we've got children, so looking at things through new eyes, and we've got trusting and trust the process when you are where you're supposed to be. Ownership, which is own, your personality, your dreams, your wishes and your knowledge. And then the new moon is like new beginnings coming and new ideas about things. So maybe looking at things through a new perspective. So I hope that helps. So please comment. Ali, are you still there? I'm not seeing any. We have had trolls following me on Facebook, and they have been commenting and blocking everything. So if you are still watching and you can still see us, please comment, throw a couple of hearts up so that we actually can know that you're here, if that's okay.
Do you pull cards?
Sometimes we might pull some cards for people. So if you would like to comment in a minute, we'll do that. Now, the 21st, so today is a really important day for spiritual people because it's where Saturn is moving into Aquarius. It touched in Aquarius in March, and now it's in Aquarius for a few years. And in 2 days' time, we have Jupiter on the 19th moving into Aquarius. So we really are moving into the age of Aquarius, and that's going to bring about a new humanity, love, compassion, and it's really going to be into a nice space. But it's also, when we're starting a new era, it's there could be inventions, new things, and next year is the year of the ox, and it's a metal year. So and it's a 5 years. So on the periodic table, it equals boron, which boron is used for nuclear reactors and other things. So I really think because it's humanity and it's metal and it's a number 5 year, that we might see some inventions come around the human body and about diagnosing and about MRIs changing a little bit. I'm just waiting to see what it's going to come up, but I've got a funny feeling that it'll be about that. And so that's really exciting. And on the 21st is the winter and the summer solstice. And that's when we're all going to be really connecting into the energy, anchoring it to earth and bringing in all the new energies. So I can't wait for that. So Holly really wants to pull some cards for people. And I haven't shown her how it sort of works. So doesn't matter. We'll wing it.
Said hi. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. So what we're going to do, if you put your name down and where you're from and share this live feed, we'll pull a card for you. And so when you see somebody's name come up, Holly, and they have their name and where they're from, you click on them like that.
Yes.
They pop there.
Oh.
and to get them off, we do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, I know you can. So if you'd like a card, put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please, and we'll pull a card for a couple of people.
I usually do this when I'm at home. I always, Holly, Moranbah.
Do you? To me or to other people
To
as well?
you.
Oh, good. Oh, that's right. So is anybody out?
We have someone. Mum.
Oh, do we?
Oh my gosh. Oh, we have 2 people. Okay.
Okay.
So first is Katrina
Right.
from New Zealand.
So you click on, yep,
Okay, I've got this. Show.
in this corner. Yep.
All right.
So there we have Katrina from New Zealand. So, okay, so we basically, we're putting the intent out to Spirit, and we're saying, okay, Spirit, what does Katrina need to know for her highest good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, they move really quickly when it starts.
I've noticed that. Wow. All
Yep,
right. We've
so-
got this.
Yep. So it's in blue, so you just scroll back up. I love having my little helper.
Oh, Katrina, your card just fell out.
It did. It flew out. This is free will, Katrina. So this is talking about you have 2 parts. You can either partner with Spirit, that's the light road, or the dark road. Now, when you're using your free will, you need to ask. Spirit just can't jump in and do something for you. You need to ask. But also free will is about asking for help. You and I, Holly and I made a deal a long time. Help is only help when it's
Yes.
asked.
Yes.
Because being the mother, I was like, can I help you do this and this and this? And she was getting annoyed with me and going, stop asking me. So we made a deal. Help, that I know that if Holly needed my help, she's going to ask. And if I need Holly's help, I will ask. And so we trust that. So free will is all about asking, but it's also about getting somebody to understand that it can be easy. Not everything needs to be hard. So you take the path of least resistance. So I hope that helped you. So next one, Holly. So you unclick Katrina.
Yes.
And then
Ali. Set up. Yeah.
yep,
Ali
righto, I'm in.
Moranbah.
Okay, so what does Ali need to know for her highest good? I love it. I wish she was here all the time. Okay, what does Ali need to know for her highest good? Let's have a look. I'm having a shuffle, boil and trouble. Oh, Ali, closed door. But a closed door's not too bad. You've got the raven on top, the wolf's at the door, so Spirit's keeping things away from you. A closed door, Ali, means that there's something better coming, but be okay with that, because I know that you and I are Leos and we do get impatient and we want stuff to move forward. So don't look at this as a negative. Look at it like Spirit is looking out for you and there's something better coming.
Closed door always leads to new
Another
beginnings.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have a closed door without a new beginning behind it, can you?
No.
Yeah. Okay, next hole.
Okay. So unclick.
Ali?
Oh, and moving
Yeah.
again. I need to get better at this. All right, and now we have Kim from Brisbane.
Okay, so put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please. Okay, we have Kim from Brisbane. So we're asking Spirit what Kim needs to know from Brisbane. You've just come through Brisbane, haven't you? They've had an
Yes.
awful lot of rain.
Yes, it did rain a lot.
Yeah. Okay, what does Kim need to know? Kim. Sometimes I ask 3 times because there's a witch's rule of 3.
Oh.
And then there's the Holy Trinity is Father, Son and Holy Ghost. And there's all sorts of 3s are ascended masters. So I always say it 3 times, especially when I'm manifesting, I ask for something 3 times. Kim, you got the trust card. We talked about that. That was in the collective energy. So that is just trusting that Spirit's got your back. Spirit's there with you, your ancestors, and trust the process and trust, like you said, that you make good decisions for yourself.
Yes.
Because that's something I got stuck on a lot in my life, was that
Oh.
I didn't trust that I was making good decisions for myself.
Sometimes it takes me a long time to make a decision. I'll go backwards and forwards. And it can be probably my weakness as well. But I always know once I lock in a decision that I've made the right one.
Yeah. So it's trusting yourself. And I really think, Kim, that you need to know and trust your decisions. And that's what I'm feeling for you. Okay, who do we have next?
We have, someone else from Moranbah. We have Amanda from Moranbah.
Do we?
Yes.
Hello, Amanda from Moranbah. you're from, do you know Amanda?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's hard because I know so many people through being a teacher, and then often I know their face, but
Yes.
not necessarily
Yeah.
their name.
Yep. Okay, so Amanda from Moorumba, what do you need to know for your highest good? So just put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please. So Amanda, let's have a look what Spirit's got in store for you. Feelings. Now, I really like this card. So when we're manifesting, and you will hear me say this often, when you're manifesting, you can't manifest a person, place, or thing. It has to be the feeling that you want. And Spirit will mirror that feeling. So daydream it. It's the feelings is you've got to do that activity or get that feeling so that you are vibrating at that level to attract that. And that's really important. And some people don't get, I used to get stuck on, this is what I want it to look like. And I got stuck on the outcome, the person, the place, and it just wasn't coming. But when I let go of control and I actually started thinking about what feelings that I wanted, see, I wanted freedom. And because I was a bit of a wild child, it was easy for me to, you're laughing because she really knows
She's a wild child.
I still am, yeah.
But wild in different ways.
Yes. But I stepped into that freedom because it was really easy because I was a wild child. I was a free spirit. And so I stepped into that. So, Amanda, you've got to find the feeling that you want to have. And I think after reading for 30 years and doing workshops and what have you, asking somebody what is it, the feeling that they want to attract is really hard and daunting. Sometimes people don't know what it is that they want to feel like. So I think that first figure out what it is that you want to feel like. If you want to feel unconditional love, then you do things of unconditional love and you give to people and you be of service. If you want peace, then you do yoga and meditation and just find your sacred place.
I think that's really good advice. I think that really resonated with me, looking for like what I want to feel like rather than trying to make a decision of like, should I, do this for my life? What if I make this plan and it's all so overwhelming rather than what makes me happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, happiness or whatever that feeling is that you're chasing.
Yeah. But it is hard to figure out what it is that feeling is.
And how to get to that place.
Yeah. And so then you've got to start, once you figure out the feeling that you want to do, you just start small and you just start doing activities that make you feel like that. And then it sort of rolls from that.
Let your pile of good things grow.
Yeah, because like the feelings, like I was a self-sabotager, self-sabotaging queen, wasn't I? And did lots of things to excess. And finding things that actually swapped to being long-lasting, wholesome, holistic feelings rather than the quick fixes. Yeah. That was my lesson in life.
You still get the same thing out of it, but in more healthier.
And it lasts longer and it's more content. So, Amanda, have a look at the feelings and start doing the things that feel like that for you. Who have we got next, Hole?
We have, I have to, can I press the button?
I don't know.
Should I just try it? Sorry.
I know. Okay. So.
And then, so now we have Debbie from Trafalgar. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Trafalgar, is that in the UK?
No, I went to Trafalgar is a tour company that I went on to, and Debbie was there. So we did 15 countries in 5 weeks, I think.
That's
cool. It was pretty cool. And it was an amazing, and that stuff will be in my second book. We went into the Vatican, we went around Greece, we went to Medjugorje, we went in where John the Baptist wrote in his cave where he wrote the book of Revelations, all sorts of places and amazing stories and feelings and different spiritual things. So Debbie would like a card, so let's have a look. So if you want a card, put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please. So, Spirit, we're asking, Deb, I don't know if you've got something wrong at the minute with your your breathing or your throat, but I'm actually feeling like it's a little bit constricted, or whether you've got asthma at the moment. So that's coming through. Just confirm or not confirm, or take that on board. But I just feel that there was a restriction there.
Trafalgar is in Victoria.
Oh, it's not Debbie from the Trafalgar tour. Oh, I was on it. I thought she meant that it was Trafalgar that we went on the tour with. Okay. Debbie, have you got
How are you feeling?
yeah, how are you feeling? Are you restricted? And I'm feeling like that it came straight through up into my head. So I just felt like maybe a little bit of asthma or something like that. Let's have a look. Oh, can you get that?
Your card. Yep.
Thank you, Holly. Spirit just threw it out. So we'll just pick it up and see.
Forgiveness.
This is the forgiveness card. So, you know, that could be if you're having a little bit of breathing problems at the moment, the forgiveness card certainly, you know, we've got the lungs and kidneys and things like that, the emotional side effect to those things are grief. But this is the forgiveness card. So this is like forgiving other people. It's symbolic. You don't need to be with the other person to work on forgiveness. And when you're using and releasing your unforgiveness, that's actually emptying out and purging and making way for new stuff. It's taking you from the past and helping you move forward. When we've, you can't quite see it, but here's the scales and there's a heart being weighed. And I often have talked about in the Egyptian archetypes, so at the end of your life, they weigh your heart against a feather, and your heart needs to be as light as a feather. And the unforgiveness in them gives you a heavy heart, and it's not a good place to manifest from. But the forgiveness can be symbolic. Like I said, it needs to be for you, but it also can be forgiveness for yourself. So, yeah.
Oh, I just read what she's written. She said, yes, my throat is dry. I lost my father 5 days ago.
Oh, my apologies, darling. Everybody, let's send Debbie some love and hugs. And I'd say that there was something in the forgiveness side of things that you're going to have to deal with in relation to that situation. Darling, there's no words that can make you feel better. I've lost both my parents. The only thing and the only solace that I take away is they're never far away when they're passed over. It's another vibration and it's right next to you. And, you know, they will show you signs. There will be things that you see here. Can I just tell them about your... Okay, my dad...
The dandelions?
No, but another thing, my dad passed away just before Holly had her engagement party, and we sort of said to one another, and Holly said to me, Pop will tell me that he's here. There'll be some sign that he'll be here. And they got up to cut the cake and make the speeches, and, you know, they turned the music down in the room, and then all of a sudden through the speakers was like, and we all burst into tears. They will always give you a message, and it's when you need it the most. But the forgiveness card's certainly going to help you, and you know, love to you, Debbie. What story were you going to tell?
When I went to see the psychic, and she said, oh my gosh, there's a man here and he's got dandelions for you. Remember how you used to always pick the dandelions off Pop's lawn? Like out of all flowers. She didn't say roses or lilies. She was confused by the fact that they're a weed.
Yes. Yeah. And they were dandelions. And didn't she say, that's thunder? It is. And she said tell your mum about the candles.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, you know, that they will give you a sign, and we just, you know, send our love out to you. And right before Christmas is really tough. So, you know, love to you, darling.
Yeah, we'll be thinking of you.
Yeah. Next person, please hold.
Okay.
So don't forget where are you from?
So next we have Sharon from Moy in New Zealand. Is it Moy? I'm sorry if it's Moy.
Quite possibly.
It looks like Moy.
Okay. Let's have a look. Sharon wants to know, she's actually put under there, would love a message.
For moving forward.
Okay, so for moving forward for you, for your highest good, let's have a look and see what spirit can tap into and what card that we can get for your high school. So don't forget, I'm using the I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle card there below here. Going across there, lindawillowroberts.com. See?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, where?
Okay. So Sharon Lee, what do you need to know for your high school? Let's have a look. White Witch card. So I really like that card. Sorry, because of the green screen, the cards don't come. Yeah, they do actually. They look really transparent. So the White Witch card, somebody asked me once what I think about witches, and I went, I am one. And they went, what do you mean? And I went, well, I'm connected to all that there is. I'm connected to the elements. I'm connected to every living thing. And I take notice. I see, birds and insects and clouds, and we follow weather, don't we?
We love the weather.
We love the weather. If there's a storm, this is my storm buddy. And when we're at each end of Australia, we miss that together. But we can feel the storms. We know what's going to happen. We know, I can feel earthquakes. And since I went to Iceland last year, I can now feel volcanoes. Hey, what about that? When we stopped at Nebo and I ran back to the car and I went, oh, there's going to be a volcano soon. Like here I am. I'm going to have to quickly tell the story. So I've been in Iceland and I got back in November, and December I flew up to Queensland with Holly. She lives 2.5 hours outback Queensland. So we were driving into Mackay and we stopped at a place called Nebo, and I went to the toilet, and I'm sitting on the toilet being I'm a woman, and the floor started to move and it looked like liquid, and I'm like, oh, what? And then, but the walls were still and the ceiling was still. And I remember that I had a similar feeling like that in Iceland, North Iceland, because there's a lot of seismic events. And so I finished what I had to do, ran back to the car, and I went, oh my God, Holly, there's going to be a volcano. I got excited because first time I could actually feel it. Then I was a bit sad because an hour later it happened in New Zealand. So Sharon, I don't know why I'm telling you that story. Maybe we're going to have a little bit. I have predicted there's a shift between Australia and New Zealand again with the seismic plates. But the White Witch is saying that you are tapped into all of those things. That's what I'm saying. The more aware that you become, and the more in the present moment, and you look at what you're using, the oils, the candles, the green man, all of the things that are around you, the more that will develop and the more stronger that will come to you. So make sure that everything, the candles, the essences, the oils, everything that you've got in your life is manifesting what it is that you need for your future. So
how does she manifest?
You being a witch. So everything, I also use feng shui as well. So everything that I have, in my home, outside, is all placement and everything I use. So we have spiritual people, we have altars, we have where we put our crystals, our candles, where we light them, we make little spells or think of things that we want to bring in. And so you make sure that those candles, those essences, those crystals, the herbs that you're using are all manifesting what it is that you want. So you're going to have to do some research and make sure that those things are going to help you on that journey. Like I said to you last night, I have a really big 20-kilo rose quartz in my lounge room, lots of rocks. But I didn't feel like that my heart chakra and my feminine side was quite balanced. So I actually brought a 20-kilo serpentine with purple stitchite, which is available here in West Coast of Tasmania, to balance up my male and my feminine. So when you feel out, you make sure that what you're bringing in is finding the balance for what it is that you want. Yeah. Okay, who have we got next?
Oh, that's me.
That's
Sorry,
your
guys.
job. Are you listening to Thunder?
Yeah, I'm kind of worrying about Paddington, that's all.
Okay, we'll go.
Yeah.
Alex. Is that who's next?
Yes. Alex. Doesn't say where Alex is from. Is that okay?
I think Alex is from Victoria. He's another psychic. Hey, beautiful, love a card. Thank you. Hey, Alex. So Alex is a psychic and a medium and those sort of things as well. And let's have a look. So we're asking for Alex's highest good. So don't forget, if you want a card, put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please. And this is my daughter, Holly.
Mhm.
Do we look alike?
I think so.
You know, then we're like that. No, Alex. No,
This is pretty cool.
I love myself as I am.
You're beautiful, Mum. You better be, because we look the same.
Yeah, I better be. You nearly make me cry. Alex, okay.
All right,
Oh.
Alex, your cards are flying.
It flew out, and there's
Yes.
another one on the bottom I'm going to actually turn over as well for you. Alex, this is the letting go. So it's different from the releasing cards. So if you can see the hands here and the urn, it's like, this is what I want, Spirit, and I'm putting it up to you, and they're washing it, cleansing it, and bringing it back for your highest good. So whatever you're putting out there in the world at the moment, it's not coming back to you or manifesting for you exactly as you want it, because it's not for your highest good. Make sure you're putting it up there to Spirit and transmute and bring it back to me for my highest good. But I've also got the full moon card that came out at the bottom a bit for you, Alex. So I say you're full cycle. You've done something, you're done with it, and you're ready to move forward. You are manifesting what it is that you want, but you're actually needing to put it up to Spirit. What you're wanting isn't going to be exactly what you envisage. Remember, let go of the outcome of what you think it should look like. Give it up to Spirit and go cleanse that and bring it back to me for my highest good. And don't say it like willy-nilly. Sometimes when I'm manifesting, I go, hey, Spirit, here, you take this and you bring it back to me for my highest good, because, you know, and we have a conversation like I would be demanding of somebody else. And
Yes, okay.
and
Have intent is what she's saying.
yeah, that's a play.
That's a thing.
So how do you feel about the letting go card? Like, do you? I know that you ask. I know that you're a manifestor like me, and I've heard you often say, what I ask for, I get.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that was probably because my life was very small before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think now I'm more at peace with letting go, and I think I'm less. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I'm not so much looking for anything. I'm kind of more in a place now that I'm just waiting to see what happens in my life.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, definitely letting go.
So you don't have as many expectations. I think that when
restrictions more is the word.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard. Like, I've felt over the years, people have tried to cage me and put me into a box of this is what I needed to be.
Yeah.
And I've fought it. And when I've had to fight it is when I've self-sabotaged and done and been the person that I didn't really want to be.
Mm.
And so now
I did that more to myself. I put all these restrictions and ideals on myself, and now I'm kind of letting go of that and actually just becoming.
That's nice. I love that. So, Alex, that's what we'd like you to do, just be in a space of acceptance and becoming.
Go with the flow.
Yeah. Who have we got next? This is great.
We have, okay, so that's Alex there. We have Melina.
Is a cousin.
Aww. Does she live in Tasmania?
She lives, I think, down in Devonport, Port Surreal. Yes.
I like Port
Stella's niece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, hello, Merry Christmas, ladies. Enjoy the time together. Oh, she didn't even ask for a card. We're going to give you one anyway.
Yeah.
So don't forget to put your name down, where you're from, and share this live feed, please. Okay. So, Melina, what does Melina need to know for her highest good? You can have a drink of water. You can have a swig on there, Holly. It's fine.
It's just water.
Is it a plastic bottle? Oh, yes. No,
Yes,
I'm joking.
sorry.
Okay, Melina, what do you need to know for your highest good? Sacred Place. I love this card.
I love how they're transparent.
Because of the green screen. Yeah. If I had a green top on, you wouldn't be able to see my body.
Oh.
I'd be
Oh, so only the green is transparent.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it is. That's the green screen part.
Sorry, got distracted. Sacred Place is your card.
So we
What
both
does that mean?
Sacred Place is going back to your roots, aligning, going to where, if you can't do it physically, going there mentally. Like you and I both, Holly and I both have sacred places. I have a couple. I have to admit, mine's it's Anson's Bay in Tasmania, and that's where my relatives are, and that's where my mum and dad's ashes are. But to be honest, you are a sacred place to me because you ground me. You aligned me. You are my grounder. I had a psychic say to me once, if you ever want to know the truth, ask your daughter. But not just to ask you things. It's just Holly's around and I snap back into that balance. But you have Agnes. You love Agnes water.
1770.
So that recharges your batteries?
Yes. I feel most like myself when I'm there.
Yeah.
Just great.
Yeah. You go for walks, you go fishing, you go to the beach, you take the dogs. Watch sunsets.
Walk through the forest.
Yeah. So that's where, so Melina, wherever your sacred place is, go there. If you can't physically, go there mentally and get that alignment back up. And if I could say anything to everybody at the moment, on the 21st to the 12th, when we're moving into, it's the solstice, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius in this next week, is to make sure that you are grounding and you're aligning and you are balanced and you're grounded, because that's where you need to be. The more people and the massiveness we can get to do that in the world, that means that everybody feels the same. Okay, who's next? So you can read the other messages people have sent.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to put them up.
Oh gosh. 1 second. Sorry, everyone. Just trying to find back to the start. Okay, so this was one we just did. So now Kim said, thank you, beautiful. Amanda said, hello. And then
Amanda said, thank you, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. And then that was Trafalgar's in Victoria.
And now we've got Margaret.
Says, hello, could I have a card, please? First time on here. Hope you're both well.
So you just click on Margaret. Yep, there you go. Margaret's first time. So let's have a look. So
my first time too.
I know. Holly's never done a live with me before. So let's have a look. So remember, if you would like a card, put your name down, where you're from. The reason that I ask where they're from is because I'm a Reiki master and a theta healer. So when you're doing healing or doing readings for people remotely,
yes,
it's nice that Spirit has an area to go to. So I don't know the exact street or suburb, but if you're saying like I'm in Melbourne or I'm in Moranbah or Mackay or Hobart, New Zealand, more in New Zealand, then the energy goes straight there.
Mm.
And I just find as a remote healer that I seem to pick up the energy better.
Cool.
Some people don't need to know, others do. There's no right and wrong. We all do whatever suits us. And sometimes it could be habitual. You know, I've done it forever. That's the way I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have a look. So we're asking for Margaret. Listen to that thunder. How long have we been on for? 42 minutes. We might go for. We might just be a couple more minutes and then, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just worried about the storm. I've got a little dog.
He's not little. Margaret.
He looks like a bear.
Okay. Let's have a look, Margaret. What do you need to know? Oh, we've got the letting go card as well. So letting go of your expectations, your outcomes, what you think you need something to look like, a person, a place, or a thing. You know, Holly's looking, has her Masters of Education now, and you can become a guidance officer in schools. And I haven't asked you this as a mum, so I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you think of changing to being a guidance officer is going to feel like for you?
Many things. I think it will be daunting because when you first start out in a new role, you start to realise all the things you don't know, but then you also will develop those skills as you go. But also exciting. I feel like it is my true path, and I think it's probably what I was meant to do, and that I'll have the most impact on the students in a role like that. So I have faith that as the teaching process unfolds, that after that I'll be competent and hopefully able to help. Yeah,
that's good. So letting go of outcomes. So Margaret, I really think that you need to put up to Spirit what it is that you want for your highest good to Spirit, and just let go of control. And I think, Margaret, that's your biggest thing, is letting go of control and saying to Spirit and partnering with Spirit, this is what I want. Alex got the same card, and he needs to let go of control too. We've got a really bad storm overhead, so we need to hop off the computer. We will be on next week before Christmas, because I want to talk to Holly about kids, and she teaches grade 1 as well. Teach a few things, just how to prepare the kids for Christmas, what to expect for them, you know, and just a few things about getting it for next year in school and stuff like that, as well as we'll pull some more cards. So I'm Linda Willow Roberts. This is my daughter, Holly Foley, and I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll catch up with you next week. Love you heaps. Anything you would like to touch on, Holly?
Thanks for having me. It was nice to come on here for the first time.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're going to go and enjoy the storm.
Yes, we are.
Paddington inside.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.